Hello, I'm Sip Mendes and welcome to Sip's Wood Chips. And this is my project for today. This is my Kindle, and I really enjoy listening to it, but I have a little bit of a problem, that is listening to music on it. And I don't know how well this is going to record, but we'll try it. When I play music, it sounds like this, which might sound okay because the camera adjusts automatically for sound, but I usually listen to it by cupping my hands around it. The problem I have is that on the back of the device, this is where the speakers are. If you can see these little slits here and over here, these are the speakers, and they actually have pretty good sound. But I need to project that sound forward. So this is a relatively simple project. This is just a little cylinder made out of maple, hard maple, and it is about 2.5 inches in diameter. And all I'm going to do is dish it out, make a small dish about a 1/2 inch deep, and I'm just going to use a 1/2 inch round nose. I don't need any fancy hollowing tools, and I'm spinning at 1,000 RPMs. I need to lower my tool rest about an 1/8 of an inch. And that's right about 1/2 inch. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go over it one more time and get rid of a few little grooves that are there and finish it up. So on this side I'm going to mark off 1 inch, right about here. Okay. I'm going to take my parting tool and part it down part ways, about halfway or so. I have a half-inch spindle gouge, and I'm going to just round the back of the dish. I'm going to raise my tool rest about a quarter inch or so. I need to be about a bit above center. Just makes it easier. There's just a little bit of an edge in there I couldn't get with the gouge. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and sand this offline and sand the inside. And I'm just going to give this a quick coat of satin lacquer finish. Brush on lacquer. And that's just seal it so that sound will bounce off it instead of soaking in. Maybe it'll give a little bit more reflection of the sound. And so I'm in a bit of a hurry, so lacquer dries rather quickly. Just let it soak in a little bit, then brush it off. And I'll let that dry for about 30 minutes or so. Okay, so I've sanded this with 120 and 220 sandpaper and gave it a coat of satin finish, and that kind of brings out the grain in it. But I'm not too concerned about putting a particularly nice finish on it. I may put some polyurethane over it later. I'm going to go ahead and finish parting this off. And I'm just using 1/8 parting tool. Okay, and then I'll just go ahead and sand that up a little bit on the belt sander, and that should be fine. So there's my little cup. Okay, now I have two of these. Right. So this is how I usually use my Kindle. And the first thing I need to do is measure this angle here. And I can do that by just placing a little block of wood there and just tracing across it. And that gives me the angle I'm going to need. And I just need a little straight edge here. So that's the angle I need. And I'll put an arrow over here just to remind me that that's this side up. Okay. Oh, this block is way too large to fit in here, and I wouldn't want it that large anyhow. I think I won't need anything more than perhaps half of this. Probably less than half of it. And that should be enough weight to keep it tilted. And then across here, I can draw that same angle across here and just shave part of this off. For these to be in the right position, they need to be almost on the table itself. This is my bevel gauge. It's great for copying angles. So if I'm going to do this from the bottom, I can do this from the bottom more easily. All I have to do is turn it around, adjust this to where the angle matches this angle that I drew, and tighten it down. Difficult to do. So here's my block of wood. Okay. And I'm going to make that same angle. And I'm going to draw it right across here. Okay. And with the square, I'm going to match that up and draw it straight across there. So I'm going to go to the table saw and first cut off this wedge here, and then rip it right down the middle. And the overall length for mine, my Kindle is 8 inches wide. I want it a ½ inch wider on each side, so that'll make it 9 inches wide. When I'm all done, I will cut this right at the 9-inch line. And I'll do that on the chop saw. I can do that. I can actually do that first. I'm over here at the chop saw, and I'm going to go ahead and put on my earmuffs. And I've got my piece of wood marked. That's where I'm going to cut it. I usually bring the blade down right to the edge of the line. Lift the blade up. Simple as that. Okay, so this is my block of wood that I'm going to use, and I want to cut off just the corner of it. And I used my protractor and determined that the angle I needed was 60 degrees, so that means I need to cut off 30 degrees from it. And so I have my blade set at 30 degrees, and I have it just tall enough that it should extend out from the wood. I also measured across the bottom, and I need to leave 2.5 inches. So I have my fence set at 2.5 inches. And so here we go. That should be just fine, really. That should be just fine. Now, I'm not using my my guard right now because this is a zero clearance insert, and back here the riving knife won't tilt. So, otherwise I would be using my guard. So now I've reinstalled my blade guard, and here's my block of wood, and I'm going to use this little push stick to get it through there. It's kind of narrow. So there's the finished piece. So I have my little block ready. Cut the angle on it, and that matches pretty close the angle that I usually view. That should be fine. So, and these are my two discs that I made, my two little dishes. And what I'm going to do is attach them with just some hot glue. This way I can try it for a while, and if I need to make a change I can remove them. And I figured that it needs to be right about here, a 1/4 inch from the end. Just hold it under for a minute or so, like that. And we'll do the other one while that one sets. If I had double-sided tape, that would work just real fine too. But don't have any of that. Now I can set that in there, like this. Let's see, like I said, the camera adjusts for the sound, so let's see how it works, how well it works. And so that's without. Now for me, I can hear it a lot better, a lot clearer, because now the sound is not going behind it anymore as much as being projected forward. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click on like, it's the thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, click on subscribe. If you're not a member of YouTube, it's sign up for an account. It's quick, it's easy. You can ask questions, leave comments, get answers. So until next time, take care.